So the game starts off with Joel giving Tommy a recap of the ending of the first game for everyone who hasn't played it yet. He tells him that he took Ellie to the butterflies where they were gonna make the magic potion that would save the world. The only problem is that in order to do that, they would have to kill Ellie. So he says nah and he kills all of them. Tommy's all like, damn bruh, and then they ride back to town where Joel teaches Ellie a song about having a bad time. We flash forward 4 years and this time we're playing as Ellie. She wakes up and we meet this new guy. His name is Jesse and he tells us,
"Wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn."
We follow him and grab some bigot sandwiches on the way. Very tasty. Then we meet our girlfriend. Her name is Dinosaurus Rex. Dina for short. She tells Ellie that she is sorry for the French kiss last night, and then they verbally abuse some kids.
Your parents don't love you!
Then they go on patrol together. After that we move to a different location where we are introduced to a new character. Her name is Hulk. Biceps for friends. She goes to talk with her totally not boyfriend Owen, who takes her out on a field trip to show her the game's graphics.
Holy shit.
The reason why their group came all this way here is because they're looking for Joel. However, Owen tells her that it's too dangerous to go looking for him, to which she replies, "If I can't get to him, I would rather die." And so she does. But just before she gets her face eaten by a zombie, she is saved by none other than Mario and Luigi. I mean Joel and Tommy. Very convenient for her. The three of them escape and retreat to Hulk's base where they meet all her friends. There, Joel and Tommy give them their names, their home address, and the code to their bank account. The last one is a lie, but they might as well have done that while they were at it. Hulk asks Joel if he likes to play golf, and he says nah, so she kills him. Great use for Joel's character. Excellent writing. We jump back to Ellie and Dina, who are caught by Jesse smoking the gay and doing the weed. He tells them that Joel and Tommy are missing, so they split up and try to find them. As you would in a zombie-infested area, obviously. Ellie finds Hulk's base and sees her playing golf with Joel's head. And then she gets knocked out. Later we see her back at her cabin, where Tommy comes to bring her cookies. It's at this point when you realize that this isn't a dream and Joel is actually dead. It's also at this point when you start wondering, why are you even playing the game anymore if this is the level of respect they show for his character? And then it hits you. Revenge, baby. The next day Ellie and Dina leave to Seattle to find Hulk. Here you get a large open area filled with lots of smaller areas to explore, character interactions, and lots of supplies you can grab, including the shotgun. You are able to explore at your own pace and find information about other places you can visit. The interactions with Dina are nice and help to flesh out her character a bit more. The part where Ellie sings the meme song from that one Dark Souls video was also pretty good. I enjoyed this area. I'm looking forward to see them expand on this idea later on. The girls continue their journey until they are met with an ambush, where their horse gets killed. Rip Shimmer the horse. At least he survived more than Joel. Ellie is captured, but fortunately, Dinosaurus comes to save her. And then ends up being the one that needs to be saved. After that they go looking for a woman named Leah to find out where Hulk is. But she's dead. Leah, not Hulk. Hulk never dies. Some enemies show up, so Ellie and Dina sonic speed out of there into an abandoned subway. There they run into some trouble. Ellie's mask breaks and Dina finds out that she's not allergic to the mushroom fart. They run away from the infected and take shelter into a theater where Dina tells Ellie that she's pregnant. And Ellie is like, damn, I knew we should have used a condom. After that she goes to listen to the radio and play Guitar Hero until she falls asleep. Then we get a flashback of Joel and Ellie going to a museum where you can put hats on dinosaurs. The game slows down for a bit and we get to experience some intimate moments between the main characters of the previous game. Their interactions were actually funny and well written. It was nice to see them have fun together. Brings back the feel of the old game. I hope we get to see more of this. We go back to the present where it's daytime. New day, new victims. We head out and run into a few thousand enemies on the way. Plus minus a million. They also have dogs, but don't worry, you don't have to kill a single dog throughout the entire game. None whatsoever. Although it really would make life a whole lot easier. Then eventually we run into Jesse. The gods of plot decided he would join us. Not for long though, we can't have characters engaging in conversation in this game. We gotta focus on that kill count. Ellie takes Jesse back to the theater and we get another flashback where we find out that Tommy is using hacked weapons. One shot kill with the rifle from that distance when my rifle can't do that from 2 meters. Yeah, right. It's a shame he doesn't let us keep it. After that they meet up with Joel, who takes Ellie on another adventure for guitar strings of all things. They needed an excuse for this flashback to happen, I guess. They go inside the hotel where they run into a bunch of infected and a bloater. I was wondering if we were gonna get to see these guys make an appearance in the game. After that they find the bodies of a couple that ran away from Jackson. They apparently got tired of hearing stories about other people suffering outside of Jackson. So they decided to steal the glory and go suffer themselves. Not even a day later they got infected, and now Ellie feels bad because they weren't immune like her. As if the most common causes of death in the Last of Us universe aren't getting shot by a bandit or killed by a clicker. Yeah, being immune really makes a difference when you play as Ellie for sure. Back to the present and out we go again. This time is Nora's turn to die. After a while, Ellie runs into the cultist vegans, the second evil faction of the game. These guys are not fans of technology. It was not powerful enough to stop her. Only the power of the lettuce gods could help them survive against the mighty Hulk. After a lot more enemies, and I mean a lot more enemies, Ellie finally reaches the place where Nora is, and finds a person playing Hotline Miami on a PS Vita who's gonna try to stab her. They say that video games make you stupid, and in her case, it was definitely true. Ellie finally finds Nora, and we find out that she doesn't know how to threaten people with a gun properly because she escapes. I'm sure she'll learn from this mistake for the next time she might need to do that. Ellie catches up to her, and I must say, I honestly think she did a pretty good job here. Despite everything she's been through, she remains calm, focused, and rational. She came all this way to find out where Hulk is, and she's going to get what she's here for. She is mature, she doesn't let her emotions get the best of her, and she's definitely not acting like she's just throwing around a temper tantrum. I can really admire Ellie for this scene. Later she returns to the theater and we get yet another flashback where Ellie finds out what Joel did to the butterflies, and she unfriends him on Facebook. Back to the present for the third time. Ellie and Jesse decide to just go to the aquarium, get Tommy, and then head back to Jackson. But when they find out where he is, Ellie says nah and decides to go farm a few more kills. She finally reaches the aquarium and she's attacked by a dog that you have to kill in a quicktime event. Man, I sure hope the game won't bring that up later in a flashback just to make you feel bad for something the game forces you to do because otherwise you get a game over screen and you can't progress. That would be very cheap. I'm sure they're not gonna do that though. Ellie then runs into Owen and Mel and tries to make them reveal where Hulk is. But they die. Everyone in this game either has balls of steel or they are just incredibly stupid. Ellie also finds out that she got a double kill and now she feels really sad about it. Then Tommy and Jesse arrive and take her back to the theater, but they forget to pick up the map. I'm sure that won't be relevant later on. We're back at the theater and it looks like they're all just gonna pack up and head back to Jackson. But all of a sudden, Hulk shows up, takes Tommy prisoner and kills Jesse. This is the last time we ever hear about him, by the way. Then we move on to the next segment. Welcome to 10 Hours of Hulk. The part of the game where it is revealed to us that she is actually a human being with emotions and not Terminator. Here we find out that she loves dogs almost as much as she loves golf. We also find out that she had a father who was the surgeon that Joel killed in the first game. He used to be black, but don't worry about it. She also likes coins. Because... Alright, let's just get over with this so we can go back to the cliffhanger. Hulk is sent out on the battlefield along with some guy Manny that looks like Hispanic Neil Druckmann, a dog, and Mel, who is very clearly pregnant. Why in the world are they fucking deploying a pregnant woman out on the field to fight zombies and cultists? What the fuck? This is so ridiculous and stupid. Who the fuck wrote this dumb shit? And who decided they should leave this in the game? Abby even tells her that she doesn't need to come and she's like, nah fam, I got this. What the fuck, dude? Sorry, my negativity is starting to spill out of the script. Let's continue. They go out in a car and get ambushed by vegans, and later they get to wherever they needed to go. Here we meet Isaac, father of the Abyss, who tells Hulk that Owen is a bad boy and that she needs to stay away from him. But Hulk says, I like bad boys. So she goes YOLO to try and find him, and she gets captured by the vegans. Who would have thought this was a bad idea? The vegans try to kill her, but she is saved by two kids that used to be vegans, but now they eat meat. They are Artorias of the Abyss, or Yara for friends, and her brother, Levan Polka. Lev for short. They escape from the vegans, and after they get to safety, Hulk says peace out and goes back to find her boyfriend. She finally finds him at the aquarium where they have a chat and make a meme. The next day, Hulk wakes up and realizes that Ellie didn't kill all her friends yet, so she has to go do something to pad the game's runtime. She decides to go back and play with the kids, but one of them has a broken arm, so she and Lev need to go to the hospital to find medical supplies. Mel is also here, somehow. They take the sky bridge of the vegans and we find out that Hulk is afraid of heights. Huh, a character trait that feels natural and shows her in a state of weakness, which makes her more relatable. And she's doing all of this to try and help some kids that saved her life. Maybe I judged her wrong. Maybe she's not that bad.
Joel, get up. Joel, fucking get up. Please stop. Please don't shoot. Joel, please get up.
Oh, right. I almost forgot about that. Next, we get a section with a lot of infected and even a boss fight. We get to focus a bit more on the main aspect of the game, the post-apocalyptic world and how the people were impacted by it. It feels like most of the game so far has been about killing a bunch of random people for a petty revenge quest, not seeing people trying to survive in a world that has fallen apart like we did in the first game. I like that we got to experience this. I hope we get to see more of it. She finds the supplies and they return to the aquarium where Yara has the surgery and you get to play more with the dead dog. Then Lev remembers that we need to get Hulk away from the aquarium so Mel and Owen can die. And we also need to see Hulk's group invade the Vegans Island, so that's where we're going next. On the way there we get a sniper stealth section, and we find out that Tommy played too much Call of Duty before the outbreak. Manny is also there, but then Tommy does a 360 no-scope headshot and kills him. In Manny's words, burn in hell, pendejo. Then Tommy goes for a swim and Hulk and Yara get to the island. They get past all the vegans and find Lev, who had a bit of an argument with his mom, after which she decided to take a nap. They decide to go quietly to the boats and not wake her up. Everything was going well, but then the Wolf Nation attacked and killed Yara, so that entire hospital section was pointless in the end. Cool. Isaac is also there and he tells Hulk to move away from the vegan, but she says nah, so he decides to shoot her. Just as he's about to do it, however, Yara takes one last shot at him before she succumbs to his utter blackness. Lev and Hulk escape and they're sad for about 3 minutes, and then they move on to killing everyone they meet. Or not meet. I would like to apologize for that, I couldn't help it. They run into this guy with a sledgehammer and Hulk kills him. And then she kills him again. And then she kills him again. And then she kills him again. This time he's finally dead. Worst fucking encounter in the game by far. They go back to the aquarium, but they realize that something is wrong when they can just open the door with a key and not look around for another path. Inside they find out that Owen and Mel are dead. Damn. If only there was a way to find out who did it and where they are. If only such a thing was possible. It would be very convenient for them for sure. Oh well, I guess there's nothing they can do then. Wait, there's the map that Ellie forgot there. How convenient. They go to the theater and we get back to the cliffhanger where we were before all the Hulk stuff. But this time, the game makes you play as Hulk against Ellie. I'm sure this decision will sit right with everyone playing the game. The two of them have a fight, Hulk dies a few times and they make another meme. Dina comes to save Ellie, but she gets shot by Lev and Hulk tries to kill her. Ellie tells her not to do it because she's pregnant and Hulk says, "Nice, double kill," but Lev tells her not to do it. She says okay and leaves without killing them because she didn't learn her lesson the first time, so why learn it the second time? This is the last time we play as Hulk. Then we get a flash forward a couple years later where Ellie and Dina have a baby and live at a farmhouse protected by fences. I'm sure the infected can get past fences, so it's fine. Ellie is not so fine on the other hand because she has PTSD from Joel's death. Would have been nice to see this stuff while we were in Seattle, but sure, now it's fine too. Tommy is also here, despite the fact that he got shot in the head. He tells her that he found out where Hulk is and she should go find her, but Ellie is like, "Nah, I'm good." And then Tommy is all like, "But you said you were gonna do it at the beginning of the game." And so Ellie is like, "Okay, I'll do it." And she leaves later that night. We also get a flashback that we should have gotten at the beginning of the game, but who cares at this point. And then the unthinkable happens. We play as Hulk again. Don't worry, it's only gonna be for a short while. Hulk is looking for the butterflies because she got a tip from someone that they might be here. They look around the house and find a secret basement with a radio station. They eventually manage to make contact with the butterflies and find out where they are, so that's where they're heading towards right now. But just as they get out of the house, they get ambushed and captured by a third group of bad guys, the Rattlers. It's the end of the game, so none of these guys are really important, apart from this one guy who is the most important character in the game. And his name is
John C.
Then we go back to playing as Ellie. This is getting really exhausting to go through. We play as her for a while and then she gets captured by these Rattler guys in a trap, but manages to escape and find out where Hulk is being kept prisoner. She also sadly kills Fat Geralt. F's in the chat, boys. We get a submachine gun and fight more of these Rattlers. There's also this really cool thing where they have zombies tied with chains and you can release them and make them attack the bad guys. I found this to be a pretty fun and interesting mechanic. I hope we get to see more of... forget it, we are near the end of the game. We're not getting anything good from here. Who am I kidding? Ellie kills more bad guys and then she finally finds Hulk tied to a pole. Finally, the moment we've all been waiting for. The final showdown. The conclusion to this story about revenge. The moment where it's all coming together. Ellie unties her and Lev and then they go to the boats to leave. Wait, is that it? This surely can't be how the story ends, can it? After all we've been through, after all the pain and suffering from playing as Hulk for 10 hours, is this really how it ends? No, Ellie decides she's not come this far for nothing, so she goes back and fights her. She could have just shot her, but whatever. More melee fighting! Yay! This fight is basically like Naruto and Sasuke at the final valley, just without the cool symbolic area with an interesting backstory, the spectacle, the character bonding and interactions that would make the fight more dramatic than seeing two people that don't know anything about each other go at it, the interesting fighting techniques, or the good writing. As they're fighting, Hulk is about to be drowned by Ellie, and she eats two of her fingers for that tasty protein. Ellie doesn't stop drowning her, and just as she's about to finish it, she gets a flashback of Joel playing the guitar, and she lets Hulk go because this is not the Jedi way or something. So they just leave. Just like that. That's it. Ellie just let her go. After all of this. Great. Later, Ellie goes back to the farm where she realizes that Dina and the baby were actually an illusion all along. She goes to play the guitar, but she can't because she lost two fingers and then she leaves. And that's it. That's how the game ends. What a fantastic game. Alright, this was my long overdue critique of The Last of Us Part 2. I was originally going to make a longer, detailed analysis of the game, but since it looks like everyone and their mom already did that, and for the sake of my sanity, I decided to do something a little different instead. My overall thoughts on the game would be... this game is pretty bad, not gonna lie. Things like the graphics and voice acting were super good, the gameplay is fine but it can get a little tedious, and the story is one giant mess. If I was to give this game a score from 1 to 10, I would probably give it a 5. Maybe 6 if I'm being generous. And that's it for this game. After working on this video for over 2 months now, I can say with certainty that I am really tired of this game. I want to start uploading again soon enough, and I already have a game that I've been wanting to play for a while now. A better one this time. Anyway, that was it for this video, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Also, the memes get a 10 out of 10. Best part of the game.